Hello, and welcome to Nerds and Stuff. My name is Martin Baker, and tonight we'll be playing Beneath a Metal Sky, a Dread one-shot adventure. Before we get into tonight's adventure, I'll have my players introduce themselves and their characters.
Hi there, I'm Jenny Ottoway, and I'm playing Sam, the ship's technician.
I'm Daniel Peterson. I'm playing Jonathan Polk, our captain.
I'm Justin Briscoe. I'm playing Turk Hansen, the medic.
I am Daniel Shelden. I will be playing Ace, the navigator and pilot.
Perfect. So we've made our characters, and that was in a separate episode, which I'll have a card pop up right here, right now. Thank you, sir. And so if you wanted to see our questionnaires and our character creation and stuff like that, it's a pretty short episode, but you can click there and watch it. We'll get into the base mechanics if this is your first time playing Dread, but other than that, we'll jump into the story pretty quickly. So Dread is a very straightforward role-playing game. It's one of my favorite role-playing games to introduce brand new players to the table. What makes it so much fun is a lot of people have seen horror movies before, and almost everybody's played Jenga before. So the base mechanic of this game, and I'm going to overly simplify it, if you have to do something as your character that you're either untrained in or doing out of a dire situation or under duress, you have to make a pull from the tower, where you pull blocks from the tower using one hand. Once the block is cleared, you put it on top, very much like Jenga. But you're doing this to see the resolution of the situation at hand. So if someone's chasing you and you'd like to run away, I might say, make a pull from the tower. Or I might say, pull 2 blocks from the tower to get away, right? So the Jenga tower itself is the outcome of the resolution. Now, when the tower gets high enough and it topples, whoever's making the pull from the tower, their character is removed from the game, usually by death. There is an opportunity for you to heroically sacrifice yourself to save your fellow teammates. You would do that by purposefully knocking over the tower, declaring that you were making a heroic sacrifice, and you will buy your teammates, your allies, a moment of reprieve from whatever's haunting them or harassing them. Lastly, like I said before, you can only do one hand, and I think that's pretty much it. We'll get into more details once we get underway. So that's the kind of base mechanics of it. It's super straightforward. You'll see these guys usually scooting back away from the table as the tower becomes a little bit more unstable. And so I think without further ado, we'll get on to our story. Before we begin our adventure, I want to warn everybody that we are adults and we will be using adult language and featuring some adult content. So just be warned that this might have some swearing, fuck shit damn, and might have some adult content, such as I'm gonna murder these guys.
Or boners.
Boners. Extreme boners. I don't want to know what that is, but anyways, consider yourself warned.
You're all breaking rule number 1 of having your elbows on the table.
Haven't started yet. It's pretty stable right now.
Yeah,
good.
look at that.
We can
That's not
shake
bad.
this shit, man.
Oh,
Well, that got way more tense than I was expecting.
Yep.
And just like that, tension is up.
Yep, we are ready to rock and roll.
Right.
So we'll go ahead and start up. Well, the music we'll be using today is provided by Sirenscape. I have a subscription. I'm a subscriber to the wonderful service Sirenscape. We'll be using the shipboard and mostly the abandoned space station spoilers. Sound sets.
Oh no, I didn't get that far yet.
I haven't read this adventure. Good. Right. So we are aboard the ISS
Maruu.
and it's captained by Captain John Polk.
That's me.
And you guys are heading through space using your technician's patented warp drive, and we're heading towards the ISS Aurbach. Now, the ISS Aurbach is a colony ship that transports colonists from Outer Rim territories to other Outer Rim territories. It is an ISS ship, which is the Independent States, something like that. Lore stuff, mostly. This is actually a pre-made adventure from the Dread book. So if you just bought it, this is one of the 3 adventures that comes at the end. If you love this adventure and you want to see more, we actually have done 2 other adventures of Dread that I and a friend of mine have kind of personally created the stories for. So we'll have cards for those at the end of the episodes and stuff like that. So you guys are traveling through space on the ISS Maruu, heading towards the ISS Aurbach. The Aurbach had picked up a load of passengers and was taking them to another destination. Fortunately, it has been several weeks since they were due to arrive, and they have not yet arrived. There's been no communications, no contact with them. As far as you guys know, they are a ship derelict in space. It's very unlikely that they mutinied or departed from their path. They were a very straightforward ship, as far as all reports could tell. You guys haven't had too much of a chance to investigate any rumors of the Aurbach, but you have heard, at least the captain has heard, from some shadier contacts that there might have been some precious cargo.
I like to call them business partners.
Fair enough. Business partner. What did you hear from your business partners?
Well, my business partners and fellow associates notified me that the Aurbach may be carrying some more precious cargo than just colonists, more of the illegal sort. We didn't really get into many specifics about what it was, but it was really kind of suggested that it has a very high street value and will be marked with a kind of an old character in a forgotten hieroglyphic Earth language.
Perfect.
Now, have you told the rest of us this?
Not yet.
Okay.
Deal.
About to have our crew briefing, though, I'm assuming.
Perfect. One thing that I really want to do is encourage each one of these kind of characters to kind of have a scene, so we can kind of get a feel for them a tiny bit before we actually kick off the nightmare that shall be the dread adventure. So I think John Polk has assembled everyone. Captain John Polk.
To you, it's Captain, not to them.
Fair enough.
Johnny!
So go ahead and start up staff meeting.
Hey guys, thanks for joining me here in the mess. I know you don't really have much of a choice, but
Oh man, there's like 3 rooms in this place.
there are, and you know, since we've had the last 2 in the cockpit, I figured we'd have a little bit more variety. You know, we gotta keep things interesting on the old Maruu, because she's a very interesting girl.
Cap, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Why the fuck are we here?
Yeah, where are we
It's
going?
inventory day, mate.
Yeah, my head is killing me. I need to do some inventory.
Right, all of you people with your inventory, unfortunately you're going to have to wait, because we have real work to do.
Yeah, I have stuff I need to be working on. What are we doing?
We're doing a pinch and search, okay? We're going out after this ISS Aurbach colony ship. Big skip. You know, nothing out of the ordinary, except it just didn't show up.
Well, that seems to be a bit out of the ordinary now, don't it?
Yeah,
Think we know
your
where it's
story
supposed to
doesn't
be.
line up.
From initial reports to this ship should have about 100, anywhere from 75 to 150 people generally on board. So it's a pretty big ship.
There may be as many as 100, 110 with crew.
Are we gonna try to fit them in our ship? Cause
No, if they are adrift and inhabited, we report back and just collect our little fee as for location. And then we move on to the next job. Somebody else goes and picks them up and plays bus duty.
So they don't expect anybody to be alive on this ship, is what I'm getting from it.
No. They've been...
They would have
gone
sent
too
somebody
long.
else besides us.
How long have they been gone?
Over 3 weeks now. And while it was a colony ship, they only had about a week's worth of food for 100 people.
And yet,
It was supposed to be a quick trip.
they don't have any clue about why or how these people died.
Ship went dark.
so we just assume we're flying to a giant graveyard. That sounds.
Business as usual.
That sounds fun.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not against it, but why? We better be getting paid quite a bit.
Now, I know this isn't our normal fare. Normally, we don't just go and find stuff. This is a little beneath us. We're a little higher tier crew than that. But there should be some goods on this ship we need to acquire.
What kind of goods?
Let's just say I have a buyer who is interested, who does not want to give us a name, and will contact us once we have goods in hand.
Well, Captain?
This will be
JP?
a sealed crate deal.
This is kind of what I'm interested in. I'm down for this. Get explore a little bit, get paid a little bit. Yeah, I'm down.
Oh, we gotta go check it out. If there is somebody on that ship, we gotta save them.
We can try. But
What do you mean
maybe
try?
we just
Yeah.
collect the cargo and report locations.
And if we find somebody alive,
We just leave him.
I mean, I'm kind of with Turk on this one. We can't leave someone just to die.
They're not gonna die. They've survived this long.
I'm all for stealing shit and whatnot, but I don't want people
We're
to
not
die.
stealing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Borrowing and
We're
selling to someone
liberating.
else.
The space, empty vacuum of space doesn't need it. We do.
listen, do what you gotta do with your materials, but I cannot leave somebody to die. So if there's somebody on that ship, we have to do what we can to save them.
They're probably all dead anyway. We're probably just walking
that's the
into
case,
a
cool.
box of floaters.
So there is a ship-wide soft beep, doot, 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 notifying Ace that the ship should be coming out of warp within the hour at the previous destination, or I thought of location of where the ship might be.
Alright, Cap, that gives us an hour. Can we go to do inventory now?
Is an hour long enough for you to do inventory?
I mean, I won't be able to finish, but we'll be able to start a little bit.
Just a little bit of inventory.
Fine.
Okay.
I'll do a little bit
We can
inventory.
finish inventory after we're done.
Fine.
But you can have a little bit now. But I need you guys sharp. Okay? Who knows what we're going into?
Hey, look, Johnny P, have I ever steered you wrong? And I do mean that literally.
Yes.
I've never made a piloting error in my life, now have I?
Remember that Zagma incident?
Look, that wasn't a piloting error, that was an error in judgment. I was distracted. She was a very beautiful woman.
Yeah, and now our ship
Woman.
just has a permanent hole in the bottom of it.
Hey,
Look,
there's nothing wrong with
everybody's
our
made
ship.
mistakes.
I've fixed it. We're fine.
It's just not the same.
Our ship
Look, Sam,
runs
I would trust your
amazing.
well points for anything, but the fact of the matter is, the exterior finish isn't factory new anymore.
Our ship is fine the way it is. Please stop talking about it.
And how about, since we're all here, her...
Stop talking about her.
Maruu is a wondrous girl.
Maybe our ship
Since
is a
we're
boy.
here, how about we
Ship's
make a
always
rule
girls.
right now? No more sleeping with women
Wait,
who have
I won't-
husbands that own pulse cannons.
Okay, that's a very specific rule.
All right,
I'm
Turk.
not a big fan of that. I didn't know that her husband had a pulse cannon. How should
Now-
I have known?
I appreciate your input as ship's medic.
You're right.
That's how our meetings
I'm the
normally go.
captain.
Can I leave now?
No.
Yeah, we cut to an hour later, pulling out of hyperspace.
Well, fuck. I wasn't able to do any inventory. I'm sorry, Turk.
I did, so it's cool.
You guys jump out of hyperspace, and through some advanced computer use, some navigation, some teamwork, you guys actually pick up a distress beacon on the horizon. It's pretty far away, but it doesn't take long to get there. So you guys begin flying towards, and in the black of space, you see the starlit background, but you also see this kind of bigger hulk, this ship caught in suspension in dead space. Now it is not moving, and it's a little too early for kind of initial scans or anything like that. You guys have a few moments before you come upon it. I would probably say that the cockpit can fit probably 3 or 4 of you. It's a pretty tight fit if all of you are up there, but you guys can definitely all be part of the conversation as you approach the Aurbach.
Well,
I'm
cabin's inside.
I'm back in the med bay, but my comms are on.
Yeah, do we have comms throughout
Yeah,
all
you guys-
the...
Yeah, it was like.
It's like wall stuff, wall comms and stuff like that. So
Also, I imagine that they're this close to each other anyway, so you would be able to.
you could
hear
really
without
just yell in this
comm.
ship.
Yeah, like when we send sound general quarters, we don't push buttons. We just yell, "Hey, look out!"
I also imagine I only walked in because I heard the distress beacon
Deal.
from the engine room.
Yep. So it's an automated response, just alerting that the ship is functioning on low power. More information can be gleaned through doing some kind of initial scans and stuff like that as you guys approach the Aurbach.
Alright. Captain, am I going in deeper? I assume we'll need to find out a little more information.
Ace, why don't you buzz us across the backside? That should be where their engine compartment is. Let's see if we can get any readouts on that.
Alright, Johnny P.
So you guys' ship is one layer, or one story basically, and about 3 or 4 compartments. It's pretty intimate. Now this ship is at least 3 levels, and it has probably enough room for 12 to 15 compartments. So it's a pretty, it's probably about 5 times, if not much larger than your ship.
I mean, if it could fit 150 people, that's a pretty large
it's
ship.
a pretty
a
large
lot
ship.
bigger than
Yeah.
our 4.
Yeah. So when it does fit 150 people, it's pretty intimate though. But it is a much larger ship as you guys approach it. The engines are ice cold. They have not been ignited in some time, as far as you can tell. What I'm going to have is I'm going to have Ace make a pull from the tower
Alright.
to do his initial scan.
It begins.
Perfect. Okay. So as you begin to do your initial scans, you can tell that the gravity generators are offline. Life support is on bare minimum, so much so that you can breathe, but it'll be shallow, quick breaths at best. There's no thermal controls, which means the ship is probably ice cold. Additionally, the ship is just adrift. It looks as though the engines are completely offline and maybe life support is running on whatever backup power it might have. Certainly, the life support systems cannot facilitate 100+ souls on that ship as of this moment.
It's not looking good, everyone. Ship's powered down, life support's minimum, engines are off. When we go in, I assume we have some sort of space suits.
Well, you guys will do like a hard seal airlock, and you'll be able to transfer personnel over there. You do have exosuits, and they're also, like quarantine suits for when you go on the ship. So you'll be able to walk around in spacesuits on the ship, but it'll be very slow going, especially zero gravity.
Right.
Yeah.
But there's nothing over there, so when we go over there, we're gonna have to be in our suits. Step carefully, step lively. I mean, this ain't normal.
Is anyone claustrophobic in their spacesuits?
Not with the comms on.
Okay. It's still very intimate. You're still wearing a bubble, so I just wanted to see.
I think I do not like being in a spacesuit.
I don't think most people would like being in one. I just
No, I
didn't-
think, yeah.
Because some people would actually panic in a suit like that.
Yeah,
So
I think
just seeing-
claustrophobia is the right word, but
Okay.
claustrophobish.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So, is there any last preparations before you guys dock with the Aurbach?
Alright guys, you heard Ace. We're coming up on a icebox adrift. Suit up. Take your defense weapons. We may need them.
Yeah, I assume everyone on the ship has some sort of combat training, because you're military
Sometimes
medics.
almost
I was a
everybody is
military boy.
ex-military.
You were military. You might be the only one that doesn't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she doesn't.
So I assume the three of
don't.
us have some sort of weapons. That
I
So
will
actually,
bring my tool belt
weapons
and
are
I can.
lawful on salvage ships. So you guys,
We have improvised weapons.
yeah, like
I
you
was
can
like,
use
I've got
hand
some
weapons by all
wrenches.
means, but
We don't have guns.
traditional weapons are disallowed, and you haven't. The inspectors come aboard just looking for that kind of stuff. Generally, yeah.
Alright, so you guys let me know if there's any people over there that need help. Otherwise, I'll just hang out here.
No,
And just as you
we're
hear,
going, we're all
just as you
going.
say that, you hear comms from the other ship.
Alright.
Ace, get a lock on that signal.
Yeah, let me see.
Did anybody understand what that was?
I'm gonna try and just like enhance the signal.
Deal. I'm gonna need to pull from the tower to do so.
No. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah,
Elbows
it is
come off the
also
table.
super common courtesy for when someone is pulling from the tower to just stay clear of the table completely. Deal. So as you try and clean up the comms, also it is recommended to slide it over so somebody doesn't have to drop in the middle. Just pro
Just
tip.
Django 101.
Yeah, pro tip 101. Yeah.
news.
So, as you tighten up the communication, it is coming from a personal radio and not ship's communications. The location is impossible to detect because all of a sudden you're gaining the fact that there's a lot of radiation contamination on the ship, which is disrupting the signal. And that's probably the cause of the contamination.
Are our spacesuits anti-radiation?
They resist it, but they're not. They're not.
Okay.
Yeah. you don't want to spend too much time on the ship if there's high levels of contamination, but you really wouldn't know what it looks like until you get on the Aurbach. And then you could calculate how long you could spend on the Aurbach and stuff like that.
Do you relay the radiation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, fuck, I guess I'm going.
I was like, we're all going.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna take my
generally-
radiation detector with me.
Generally, this kind of radiation is caused from a contamination leak for the engines.
Turk,
So
we're
there's
gonna
some sort of
need,
engineering problem, at least.
We're gonna need we're gonna need the little red pills.
Sure, yeah. We got red pills, right?
That way we don't glow in the dark after this.
Yeah, we got them red pills. I think we got
Yeah,
four
we got
of them.
plenty.
left.
We got 4 red pills left.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, so you guys are pretty much ready to dock with the Aurbach, right?
Yeah, I want to ask a question if it would be allowed.
Absolutely.
I think that the knife that gave Ace his scar,
Mm-hmm.
he kind of keeps with him as like a personal keepsake.
No worries.
Is that an allowable?
Yeah.
I think a knife.
I'm completely fine with anything but firearms.
Okay.
Yeah, in the setting.
firearms
yeah.
in space.
I have no weapons. I have a radiation detector in one hand, medical kit in the other hand.
Perfect.
I have a tool
Those
belt.
4 pills.
Right, so you have your
Well,
tool
I-
belt, your
Yeah.
toolkit,
medical
stuff like that.
supplies.
What does the captain have?
I probably have a knife and like a billy club.
So also, there is no light on this ship
Oh.
as well, so whoever's taking lead probably
I was like,
captain.
I think my tool belt has a flashlight. in it
Okay,
as well.
no, yeah, for sure.
I
I
probably-
would probably recommend most
Yeah, I
of
probably
you
have one of
flashlights.
those big like
Oh, we had to have those helmets
like
with
the
flashlights
hand
on them.
lanterns. Oh yeah, I figure our suits have got the helmet
Deal.
lights, but
Yeah,
also I've
perfect.
got one of the big like handheld
Yeah, it's always
1
nice to have a
million
backup.
lumen.
Sure.
Yep, a big high-powered
Yeah.
flood flashlight. Perfect. Okay, so
I guess Ace is kind
Can
of
we
our combat
gather what
specialist
the
too.
inside of the ship looks like at all? So like I know where the engine room is to head to, or
So the
anything
engine
like
room is
that?
going to be in the aft section where the engines are. You won't know until you get on the
Okay.
ship and until you gain some sort of information, data port, or anything like that. So, lastly, for you guys to officially achieve a hard seal on the Aurbach, I'm going to need Ace to craft a masterfully pilot and achieve this
picked
hard
the
lock.
pilot.
Now, normally this is easy so long as there's someone else on the other ship helping you get that hard seal.
All right,
but
Ace,
where you're
just
doing
take it
this
in easy.
by yourself,
No
you
need to
are
hotshot
sole
it.
responsible for getting that hard seal, and he does it.
Yeah, I
You guys-
got it, Captain.
You guys have a hard seal on the ISS Aurbach. You guys are cleared to transfer over to this colony ship.
We all gonna stay together? What are we doing here?
All right, Ace,
Captain?
pop the cherry. Let's go in.
Yeah, pop that cherry, Ace.
Yeah, I popped a cherry, okay?
The cherry has been popped.
Let's
And I think
go.
we're heading in. I think I'm in front.
Deal.
Yeah, let's try and stuff it nice and deep.
Just stick with me, guys. Let's let's go looking.
All right.
Let's see if we can figure out what's going on in here.
So as you enter the ship, the airlock is on the very bottom floor. It's a docking area. As you open the door, the doors open, and you enter a room that is pitch black. As you guys climb out of your ship and enter the docking bay, you start to frantically look around, and you don't see anything. Well, at least nothing moving. There's no lights. There's no welcoming committee or anything like that. One thing that you do notice is that there's like a gray dust that just hangs heavy in the air. It's almost like an ashy snow, but it doesn't move. It just hangs there. So it's impossible to kind of tell what it is without further examination, but you really don't have the resources to do so right now unless you made time to do it. Your radar or your radiation detector is detecting low levels completely throughout. It's not anything super dangerous. Like,
Right.
if you guys got life support going, in
Yeah.
fact, you might even be able to take your helmets off right now. It is not horrible, but if you were to hang out here for long,
Yeah.
it would make you sick. And as you all know, radiation in space is one of the biggest causes of death. So it's kind of eerie. It's always eerie stepping into one of these derelict ships. It's not anything you've done. It's not anything you haven't done before, but it never feels more comfortable stepping into. Every single time you step in, you're expecting to find dead bodies. You're expecting to find people that had a hull breach and died in their sleep or something like that. So you guys are in this docking area. It's a fairly large room. None of the computer systems are online. There is a door leading deeper into the ship. What would you guys like to do?
I kind of walk up to one of the computer panels and try and activate it a couple of times.
So it kind of warbles to life for a brief moment, showing that there is some sort of backup power running, but it quickly, sparks a little bit and then powers back off.
Hey, Turk.
Yeah.
We didn't do inventory on accident right before we left, did we?
We didn't do it, no. I did a little bit on my own.
Do you have any more?
We'll talk about that later, man.
Right.
Let's get this ship fixed.
I'm just a little on edges.
I think if we can maybe get to the engines or something, figure out what's going on.
Yeah, I want to get to the engines or to the cockpit.
So the engine room would clearly be the first point to fire up power to the ship, where you would get a better sense of what happened. Anything in ops would be functional, and you could actually see captain's log and all this other stuff. So engine room might be the best place to head towards.
They're like wall maps. You are here.
Unfortunately, not in this
got a wall
room.
map?
Yeah. So you guys could press on inward. You
Sam,
do see
Can
that.
you see if there's anything you can do with this terminal? Maybe we can pull a map off of this.
I can try, but where there's no power, I need to get the engines going.
Yeah, maybe me and Sam should go get the engines running.
I mean, I imagine the Captain Man can join you if you need.
Oh, I mean, yeah, you guys want to come, sure.
Yeah, I think we're all gonna go.
All right, that's
Are you
fine
looking
too.
for one-on-one time or something, mate?
No, I think we're all gonna go.
I think it's best.
No, I
we
just
all
thought
stick
like
together
if
for
we
now.
have you guys here working on the panels, we go fix the engine. But no, if we all want to go, we all want to
Look
go.
here, mate. If you want to go one-on-one, I don't.
You realize these comms go to everybody's heads,
they're
right?
open comms.
We're all going.
Yeah, these are open channels and they're going to stay this
Gotcha.
way.
So thanks,
Gotcha.
Ace. Yeah, let's go.
Roger that. Yeah.
Right.
All right. So
Looks like inventory might be a solo mission from now on.
So as you guys press out of the docking area, you see soft red running lights that illuminate the floors, very much like an airplane or a movie theater would have. But these red lights are incredibly dim, and with this gray flakes or whatever floating in the air, this dust, it's almost impossible to judge any sort of distance. Your lights hit this and it's like a cloud. So your lights only just kind of create this illumination in a fog. It's really hard to see, 10 feet ahead of you. On the walls you do see like docking, or you're coming from the docking bay. You also see different cargo bays. There's 4 different cargo bays leading up, and then at the end of this hallway, as you guys eventually make your way there, it says engineering floor 1. Now the door to engineering has been sealed shut. I know you guys had some interest in the docking, or in the cargo space as well. Like I said, there are 4 different cargo bays. All 4 of them have been sealed shut as well. What would you guys like to do?
I'm going to try to open the door to engineering.
Okay.
I mean, I think we're all right behind you.
And it seems almost like some of the other doors are maybe electronic, and this engineering bay is a lot more like a kind of submarine door almost.
Okay.
But it looks like it's been tampered with and sealed shut from either your side or the other side. So to open that door, it would actually require a pull from the tower.
I want it open.
Oh, wrong way. There we go.
Ta-da!
You guys are
Perfect.
making weird polls, man.
Deal.
The little down there wouldn't go.
So as you kind of you start cranking on this, and it feels like something's jammed on the backside. You give it a couple more wiggles, and you pull out a tool and you start working on this door for a little while. You're making an incredible amount of noise that's reverberating throughout at least this hallway and possibly into engineering. Eventually, you're able to just crank the door open, and as you push it open, it makes this like seal, like there's a differential in pressure.
Okay.
You can tell that the engine room has a lot more life support in it, which is mainly maybe where the life support generator actually is.
Does it have all the gray dust in there?
Yeah, so as you push the door open, you open into this magnificent 3-story room. It's impossible to see the far end or the ceiling or anything like that because of this gray cloud. But this room has catwalks and metal staircases leading up. It's very alien-esque, especially like Aliens 3, where there's just like this prison colony. It has this very factory feel to this engine room.
I'm pretty much in like heaven right now.
Yeah, this is like a museum to you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
There's so much headroom too.
There's
Awesome.
headroom. There's room for 20 technicians in here to work comfortably. I mean, it's an amazing place. So
This
you
is
have
what a ship should look
you
like,
have
guys.
room. There's technical terminals. There's tools everywhere. There's tools floating everywhere.
Right, okay.
It's really kind of a sight to behold, but it is so open and so not claustrophobic all of a sudden. But you still have this gray cloud looming heavy on you. What do you guys want to do now that you're in the engine room?
I want to give Sam a high five.
Okay.
Slap. Sam, that was fantastic. You're the best.
Thanks, I think.
Yeah,
Good opening
great job,
door.
Sam. Let's see what's in here.
Thanks, guys.
You opened a door.
I want to go to like the main.
Yeah.
I want to try to get
The
things
main
up and
reactor
running.
core is
Yeah.
actually on the 2nd level, so you're going to have to climb up some catwalks, and mostly it's going to be a ladder heading straight up into some catwalks. You're going around, and you see that one section of catwalk has been destroyed, so there might be a bit of a low gravity leap. There
Okay.
might be, so there might be some stuff going on. So before you leave everyone behind, what is everybody else planning on doing while we're in this engineering bay?
First of all, can I just reclose the door after she has opened it?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna do that.
Okay. Do
And
it.
then
Inside or the outside?
from the inside. I assume we're all inside the engine.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm outside.
Wait, Turk, get inside.
Ace, you might want to be outside.
Why?
No,
Everybody else
we're
is
just gonna
inside.
check these cargo bays. You guys do what you need to do in there.
I think we should stay together. Just
All right,
come
sure.
in
Yeah.
here and I'll get this thing turned on.
I'm gonna shake the medical bag at you as I go in.
We'll go out the door if you guys want to do
No,
what.
go ahead and come in here.
No,
Fine,
from the
whatever,
in,
just keep your comms on.
from the inside, we'll go out the door.
Don't
you
close the
guys
door.
just like.
We're gonna make sure the door doesn't get stuck again.
So I think we are door. We have moved inside the door
Yeah.
into engineering, and then we're just like right next to the door, trying to stay out of eyeshot of the captain.
Yeah.
While we
And
open up
once
your
they-
medical bag.
Once they press in 10, 15 feet, you guys are just flashlights in a fog.
Right.
Yeah. So, what's Captain doing?
Just trying to help Sam.
Deal.
Essentially, I'm turning her loose
Okay.
and supervising
Deal. So,
and
Sam,
lending a hand whenever needed.
so anyone that would like to actually make it to the reactor failsafe controls will have to make a pull from the tower to get there without injury. Now, you can not pull from the tower, by all means. You can refuse to pull, but then it makes the journey a little bit more treacherous.
Right, do you know the player that you're talking to?
I do. Enjoy your pull, madam. So,
Well, Daniel, give
as
me
part
crap.
of, don't go from the bottom. Go
Why?
you crazy. All right. So as she's making this pull, you can always refuse a
Well,
pull so
I
long
don't-
as it's not a life or death situation, resulting in some sort of detrimental reaction to whatever situation you're in. So as Sam heads up this ladder, it's very slow going, especially with mag boots and a spacesuit on, and you're heading up as
Yeah,
well.
I'm following.
So as you guys head up, you come across this catwalk that has a gap in it, and it almost looks like there was some sort of explosion that happened on that ruined this catwalk.
And is it just from what we can see? It's just that like one section.
Yeah, there's sections. It doesn't look like too much has happened in here though.
Okay.
It just looks like this place was abandoned. The
Is
gravity was
it more
turned
like
off.
this one was turned off purposely so people don't get to
That what was?
that this was destroyed purposely so people don't get to?
It's really hard to tell.
Okay. Okay.
It just looks like some sort of explosion had damaged the catwalk.
Okay.
And it could have been a reactor explosion
Okay.
by all means. It would probably take a little bit more time and energy to check it out, right?
Okay.
So
What are you
as
looking
you're
for, Sam?
So as you head over to the reactor failsafes, I'm going to give you an opportunity to make 1 or 2 pulls, completely voluntary, to assess the reactor core's engines and see basically how much damage has been done to the engines. Now, 1 or 2 elective pulls, okay? If you don't do them, you're basically just going to fire up the reactor core and see
Okay.
what happens. If you do 1 or 2, you're actually assessing damage and checking circuits, and it's going to take an incredible amount of time to check the engine and make sure that she's ready to fire up. While you're thinking about that, I'm going to come back to you guys. You guys are in this fog. You see flashlights up above. You see a heroic leap across what looks to be, the chasm. And so, what are you guys doing?
I'm gonna pop off my gloves, get into this bag, grab me some pills,
Okay.
pop my visor and take a few, and then hand him his stuff.
So as you pop off your gloves, you're reaching around, you're grabbing your medical kit. You pull out these doses of what does the camera see they are?
Mine are simply just like pain medicine.
Okay.
So it's just
Just
like
pills
2
or
yellow
something?
pills.
Okay.
Yeah.
Deal. So as you pop off your glove and start reaching in the bag, you pull it back and you notice that this kind of like ash is collecting on your skin, and it looks very much like an ash. Do you investigate any further?
Nope, I blow it away.
Okay, deal. All right. So you
Later, I'd probably investigate.
You produce 2
Right
pills
now,
and
yeah.
you give them to Ace, I'm assuming.
I take these 2 and then I hand him. What do you take?
I actually take a strip, like a Listerine strip.
Gotcha. Okay.
But it's just it's basically like marijuana. It just relaxes you a little bit. It's
Yep.
not a huge deal, but it just relaxes.
Just
Ace
chills
when he
you
gets
out.
a little tense.
It eases the nerves.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and then after all this is done, I'm gonna try to take a specimen bag and get a little bit of this dust and see if I
Okay.
can get some in there and check it out.
Deal. Yeah. So you're just doing this weird thing. It's
I'm
zero
trying to find
gravity.
like maybe like in a corner or somewhere it's kind of floated all together. Trying to
Yep.
find where it's a little thicker.
And you
Pick
notice
up
that the
some-
walls almost have like a frost on them.
Okay.
Because it is freezing. Especially you notice that when you pull your gloves
Yeah.
off, when you lift your helmets, it is like almost 0 degrees Fahrenheit.
Right. As soon
or
as we did our
Celsius,
drugs,
yeah.
we put our stuff back
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, but drugs
I
at
told him I was
first.
like, it's safe, but let's not chill out here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Literally.
So as you guys are in the engineering room, while you're looking at your radiation reader, it is a lot more concentrated here.
Sure,
In fact,
it's by the
the
engine.
closer you aim it towards the engineering hub, this reactor controls, the more it's spiking, right?
Okay, no.
Almost to like moderately dangerous level. You probably don't want to take your suit off around there.
Right, and I'm letting
can-
them know
yeah.
this, that it's getting higher as closer they get to the engine.
Perfect. So
Cool.
what do you want to do now that we've come
So
back?
I know that we don't want to spend forever in here, but I want to get some information, so I'm gonna make 1 pull.
Okay, deal.
Sorry, you guys are stuck playing Jenga with me.
It's all good.
But
You're gonna be
Playing
dead
Dread
very
with you.
soon.
yes, I'm sorry. You guys
You're
are
good.
stuck playing
Playing
Dread with me.
block
The
stack.
tower.
Guys, I have never had such tension.
It's the
playing a
greatest thing
children's-
ever.
Don't speak too loudly.
Yeah, if your voice gets loud, it might knock over the tower. Okay.
We have a long night ahead of us.
Oh,
Yes, we do. Yes,
now I
we
want
do.
to make a second pull because that one is easy, but I'm
So, you assess the situation. If you turn on the engines, it will create rolling power cycles to where the engines will fire up and oxygen will return, heat will return, power will return, but it's not stable and thematically can cut out at any moment as GM decisions.
Spooky.
Yeah, as it becomes spooky.
Okay, so I'm gonna. We all have comms that we can talk to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can get this up and running, but not permanently. Like I can't tell you when it's gonna cut out.
Well, that sounds better than nothing.
So yeah, you're saying our options are no power ever or intermittent power?
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
take
I
the
think you should
intermittent
go
power.
for it, Sam.
I'm
Let's
cool
just-
with intermittent
Let's
power.
get something on.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Deal. As you flip the reactor switch, you hear the ship. You hear some like internal explosions.
Okay.
Some electrical consoles off in the ship start to explode. You hear the power start rolling back. Your radiation
Yeah.
counter just starts spiking, right?
We're fucked.
So it appears as though the reactor shielding has been damaged somehow. Okay.
Okay.
And so the longer the engines run, the longer the power runs, the more radioactive energy will be exposed in the ship.
Okay.
So
What a
this is
pickle that puts us in,
so
Martin.
this is actually very rare for a reactor's shielding to be damaged.
Yeah.
There are some fail safes, but usually it requires some sort of human intervention to damage this.
Okay.
Turn it off. It's radioactive activities going through the goddamn roof.
What happened, Sam?
All I did was turn it on.
So
What is happening
this
now?
is still within maintainable levels. You guys will not be able to do anything on the ship with the engines
Yeah,
off
I was like, I can't turn it back off.
Sorry,
if we
I
want to
keep saying
anything.
engines, I mean power.
Right,
the engines are inoperable,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
have to be operated by comms anyways.
I knew what you meant.
Okay, deal. For clarification.
Did you know what he meant?
I'm just the medical guy. When I say turn it off,
Like, how bad we talking here?
it's like I mean, I'm not a
Can we spend a few hours here?
radiation. Yeah, we can as long as we keep our suits on. Do
Well,
not take your suit off.
Then we're fine.
As you're like fixing your glove back on immediately.
We want to
Do
take
not
our suits off it for
Put your
any
suits
reason
on.
at all.
There's no reason any
You
of
know,
us
that's a
would ever
good
take
question,
our
Captain. I think we
Yeah.
especially here at the door, we've kept our suits on the
The
entire
door has been
time.
suit central.
This
Suit
stuff floating
Central.
in the air, do you want that to come in contact with your skin?
No?
Absolutely not.
Speaking of which, as the engines have kicked on, the life support has kicked on a lot more, and it's circulating all this ash cloud. And so you're actually getting a moving kind of dust cloud now, and it's kicked up a ton more dust. It's almost to the point where you can't even see your hand in front of you.
I've
Awesome.
Captain, I kind of want to take some of this ash back to my med bay and see what the hell this stuff is.
Well, maybe they have a med bay here. We're
That's a
kind of
better idea,
doing
actually.
something.
No.
Absolutely are likely to have a med bay on this ship.
But-
Yeah, our
Also-
med bay is like a couch.
Your med bay is like a refresher bathroom that like
But
has
it's
a
mine, guys. It's mine. All right, let's. When
I
we find a med
guarantee
bay,
you-
I want to figure out what this shit is.
I
'cause
guarantee you a colony ship like this is going to have better medical facilities than we do.
I've got a bad feeling about this ash. Is all I'm saying.
Oh, that it looks like
Could
someone
be.
burned.
It could be
alive?
people,
Cool.
but it could be other
Hey.
stuff too.
Sam, do you have any idea why an engine would do this? I've never seen radiation levels like these before.
No, it looks like someone's tampered with it, but I don't know why they would.
Tampered with it?
Like,
Tampered with it?
I just
with
like
it?
while you're like, well, it looks like someone tampered with it. You're looking directly at my campaign note of the adventure. Well, it looks like someone. I know you can't see it because there's just a bunch of pink highlighting. But you're like, it looks like someone tampered with it.
It looks like
Yeah, right there.
Engineering section?
And in Act 2, we'll figure out who.
Yeah. Oh man.
Bum, bum, bum.
I had no idea why someone would want to mess with their own ship, especially one as beautiful as this, but someone has.
And you only so this is an intentional thing. You couldn't accidentally do
And
this.
Sam knows all about beautiful things, so we should listen.
That'll do,
Why?
Turk.
That was an awkward silence we had on the comms, guys.
I mean, it wasn't that awkward.
Anyway,
So
yeah.
as you guys are kind
most
of
likely someone tampered with it.
arguing on comms and stuff like that, something actually. There's very low gravity on the ship returning back to normal. It's returning faster, but it's kind of taking a minute to kick on. Something falls from above you. Okay, and
Like us.
yeah. So when everything kicks back on, let me check, make sure everything's good. Okay, so as it's very low gravity, but something big falls over you guys and lands on the floor near you guys.
Alright.
So you guys are kind of looking. You don't see anything. Like I said, this cloud is super thick. It actually runs and crashes into you guys. This is not an object. This is a blur through the smoke cloud. And it crashes into you and slams you both up against the wall. I'm going to say that Turk's screen on his space suit cracks just a little bit. And now it's really, you guys aren't sure what it is, but you hear it also scurry around off in the distance. You can't hear what happens, but then you hear something rip open, like a metal sort of ripping, and you hear a distinct crawling through a vent sound.
Are you guys okay? What
Fuck, no, we're not okay. There's something fucking down here.
Turk, what the fuck happened to you?
I don't know, I got slammed against the wall by something. It took off.
By what?
I don't know, it's just a fucking...
Are you okay?
Sorry, I'm going to need you to make
Yeah.
a pull to prevent your oxygen from leaking out of
Sure.
this, to stabilize the crack in your helmet. So as you're starting to put some, you guys might have like some sealant or something. You pull it out of your kit. You start sealing it. Your hands are shaky. Something just ran through you on this ship.
Jesus, what? Did you guys see? Did you see anything?
No, I can barely see
anything?
you.
Just heard something hit the ground.
How do I know you guys aren't just messing with each other?
Look, we mess around a lot.
Did you do
Now
more
ain't the time that we fucking mess
inventory?
around. Yeah, we did a little inventory. That wasn't this. I've done a lot of inventory, never hallucinated, and I got thrown against the fucking wall. Now have I?
So real quick, more explosions and sparks cascade, especially near the reactor. And then you hear this,
I grab Sam.
and the generator for the gravity well kicks back on full force, and tons of shit just rain down from floating in midair. And I'm going to
Probably
need
should-
every single
we
person to
probably
make a
should have
pull
thought about
to
that.
prevent getting injured from falling debris down.
Who's going first? Because usually I go.
And generally, when everybody has to make a pull, you want to go earlier than later.
Right,
yeah.
So it's like, okay, well.
Now go. No.
I was like, if no one else is getting up, I'm going for it.
So you hear this, and then things just clunk, boom, smash. You almost think that it's whatever this thing was. Don't you can always test them out. You don't have to commit to something,
I
man.
just gotta go.
One hand at a time.
One
One hand at a time.
I know.
That's what I was about.
So
That's why we're going for
things
the
just
bottom,
start
by the way.
smashing into the ground as you guys.
There we go.
The two of you almost think that it's more of these whatever the things that ran past you. You guys almost think that whatever they're talking about was this stuff, and maybe it just hit the ground early.
Okay.
It's kind of hard to tell. They're panicking on the comms, making it sound like they're being attacked again, right? But when all this stuff is smashing down.
Okay.
Now you could always just not pull from the tower and be injured by falling debris as well.
Again, do you know what player you're talking to?
I'm just throwing that out. I'm just mentioning the rules for the viewers at home.
I twisted the tower a bit.
I'm gonna be honest. If I went last, it's getting to the point where I might not pull.
Are you pulling?
And Captain goes last.
Okay.
Captain goes down with his
Crew?
block tower.
He's gotta watch out for his crew.
Would it be Cap?
That whole bottom row doesn't even look like it like not a single peg wants to come out. Yeah.
No, of the first of the bottom two,
Holy
yeah.
smokes.
Yeah.
That's pretty nasty.
That's why we
tower
have
already.
him pulled from the bottom. Because they didn't want to move at the beginning.
Yeah.
I just tried those. Well,
So as you guys, as the power keeps coming back on, all this stuff is falling to the ground. You see these things plummeting, almost like just giant debris. You see it plummeting. It almost hits you. It hits the railing nearby. Everything's making this deafening clatter, even through your open mics. And you guys are kind of terrified. You guys definitely thought something was attacking you. And as everything kind of settles, the dust is still kicked up. It's starting to clear a little bit or thin a little bit because of the life support systems. You hear communications throughout the ship start to fire back up. No broadcasts or anything like that, but you do hear kind of like a soft crackle, like a ship's comm is left open somewhere.
Okay.
You just hear like an open, dead air silence kind of thing. What do you guys do? You guys are separated. You guys are
I was
frantic. You guys are.
I'm going to walk back to the door.
I'm gonna run back towards where our ship's at, because I think I'm getting the fuck out of here. I'm running that direction.
I thought you wanted to save people, Turk.
Not when I get scared by aliens or falling debris.
I think the second that I see you take off, I'm just gonna get on Captain and go, Captain, Turk's freaked out.
And you just hear me going, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
I don't know where he's going, but I'm gonna follow him.
Stick to him, Ace. Make sure he doesn't get in trouble.
This doesn't sound smart, guys. Okay.
So
Come on,
if you're
Sam, let's get out of this engineering compartment. This is getting hot in here.
And by run, I mean slowly walk
Yeah,
back.
clunk, clunk. You're almost like falling forward. You're trying to go.
Yeah.
You see that the cargo bays, that two of them door controls are illuminated and possible access granted. Kind of, you can access them. You guys also see across, because you're on the second floor technically. You guys see that there is a door open leading in deeper into the ship proper. Where, and by your assumption, especially flying around, you could tell that the bridge was on the second floor as well.
Sam and I are gonna make for the bridge. See if we can figure out what's going on.
Apparently
luck,
that's
Johnny
what
P.
we're doing. I guess I'll just follow.
What would you like to do?
No,
Okay. Deal. So you guys, you guys start crossing the catwalk, heading back over there. You see some open corridors, and you start walking. Eventually, you do find a computer panel that gives you a map of the ship if you access it. So it tells you that the first floor is mostly cargo space and docking area. You see that the second floor has ops, which is composed of comms, bridge, and navigation. It also has medical, and it has some big blocks of infrastructure that seem unnatural, but this ship seems like it was poorly designed by looking at these maps. And then the top floor is crew quarters, hydroponic gardens for manufacturing food, and there's an R&R section, as well as like part of it is an observation gallery.
Hey Turk, we found your medvac stuff.
Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Something fucking tried to bite me.
So there's a huge medical section, yeah, absolutely.
Like, it'd be medical heaven. You should come up here. They'd have so much better stuff to inventory.
What? Guys, something is on the ship. You guys realize that, right?
Well, you wanted to save people.
Are you
Maybe
sure
you
a
guys
whole
should
bunch of
come up
debris
here.
just fell down?
No, something grabbed me and pushed me against the wall.
Okay, that sounds super scary, but I really think you would like it up here.
And I'm leaking oxygen out of my goddamn mask.
Now,
you didn't
oxygen,
mention that.
you can do a basic scan. Oxygen levels have
I'm
returned
freaking out.
to relative normality.
Because you said it's cracked, right?
Yeah, well,
I turned
yeah.
the life
Yeah.
support back on, so we're good.
I'm gonna
And I
check
bet-
radiation levels. Where we're at here.
So when
I'm
you
basically in the hallway.
go away from engineering, they return back to low levels. Only the
Yeah.
engineering core
Gotcha.
is massively leaking radiation. So as long as you guys stay towards the front of the ship, out of engineering, you're less exposure to it.
Are you guys staying on the ship?
Yeah, come up here.
You know.
Second floor.
So either you don't believe me or you're not scared.
Yeah, look,
That's why you've got Ace with you.
Turk is right. There is something. There's something on this ship that attacked us. It ain't debris. There's some sort of creature or something. But be careful.
You guys' comms spark to life with a corrupted message once again. It sounds almost someone frantic. Someone alive.
Does anybody know where that's coming from?
Nope.
Can we do any sort of scan to figure out?
Not on any of your personal devices. Maybe from comms in the ship.
In our ship or their ship?
It would probably their ship has a higher powered thing. I mean, you can definitely do it on your ship, but their ship is going to have a higher powered way to detect stuff like that.
Ace, can you bring me to the med bay?
Yeah, can you guys give me directions? I'll make sure Turk gets there.
Get to the second floor.
Ace, stay by me.
I will.
You got your knife, right?
Always.
All right.
All right, so you guys head up to the second floor. You guys pretty much rendezvous. Once you hear they're heading up to the second floor, do you press on or do you wait to meet up with them?
I'd probably wait to meet up because I want to make sure the Turk's okay.
Deal. So after you guys kind of reunite, they're looking a little spooked, but at the same time you bring up the map of the ship. You're like, see, it's not this mausoleum.
Yeah.
In fact, you guys haven't even seen a single person.
Yeah.
I mean, you've seen something, but
Well,
for
we haven't even seen like.
for
dead
100 plus
bodies or
people, you
anything.
haven't seen a single body.
Okay.
So
Clearly a government ship. I mean, look at all this unused space everywhere. It's like they just kind of threw different modules
God damn
together.
it, Captain.
Hey,
I'm getting attacked over here, and you're talking about your anti-corporation
You're not getting attacked,
government.
you're just
Turk, you're
standing
okay.
there right
Look,
now.
there is nothing here.
look, JP, I'm all with you, right? Where are the people?
Well, I mean, that's a good question.
Yeah.
and with
Yeah, fucking is.
I think maybe in here, and I hold up my bag.
So this is actually where we're going to call it our first session of our one-shot Beneath the Metal Sky. We will be back soon with part 2 of this adventure. Until next time, we'll see you then.
I like watching your face every time someone makes a poll.
It's so intense.
So much anxiety. It's great.
Look, I should have gone the route you did with the beer, because this caffeine ain't helping my anxiety, mate.
That and caffeine's a stimulant. It makes your heart beat faster. It makes your hand
You're
shake
going
more.
method, I see.
Yeah, it's not gonna. I've gotten to the point where I've got enough stress under this character that he ain't leaving me until he's either dead or safe.